Hi, everybody. It's Mikey Piff, and I'm very excited to have my friends 5 Seconds of Summer here. You'll just never get to hear the stuff we were talking about before we started this conversation.
It's true. It was really amazing stuff.
It was juicy.
Let's just say it involved some sheep shearing and I don't know.
It
whatever.
did, actually.
But the new album's finally out. The world has it. Is there any point looking back where you remember that was the moment you figured out what you wanted it to be, or that you were like, yes, this is it?
One moment in the whole process.
Or the moment.
Moment.
Was there the moment?
The first moment was complete mess when we finished that, but we still had such a long way to go, so it feels wrong to be like, we nailed it at that point, but it did feel like that was like the first song we made on our like just the four of us and Michael producing, where it was like, oh, this sounds exactly like we want the album to feel like, and then from there it was like dominoes falling. But I don't know, there was like, when did we actually finish it?
Well, we used to joke that it was finished every time. We finished it 8 times, pretty much, throughout the 2-year process.
And someone would hit the group text like, oh, I just don't think it's there yet.
Yeah, and because we were like producing it and writing it together, we were like, we discovered how many walls to break through and how much to keep changing things. And then you learn, the best part was learning when to put it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, we learned that together.
That's gotta be hard though. The moment you finally realize like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when it's 4 people, it's not just one person, and you have all the control.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've always kind of led the charge on the music stuff, and the reason we did this process like this was because we felt it was just always the right way to do it. We felt like we were spending a lot of energy explaining all the time what we wanted it to be, and we could have just made it exactly the way we wanted it to be. But it took obviously a decade of learning and dedicating our lives to this to work out how the hell to do that. And also to have the self-confidence and the trust with each other that the commitment level was there to fully finish something together, top to bottom, with no quality dip or anything, you know? Just like nurture each other's best parts musically and artistically, and make sure we guided each other home, you know, back to where we really set the bar for our albums, you know?
It sounds like chicken soup for the soul. It's so deep. You're like nurturing each other. Did you do a trust fall?
Well,
too,
yeah, we
or?
did, you know? Like, this is crazy, man. Like, this is like, we're 4 grown men who commit our livelihood to each other, you know? The reason I eat, the reason I have a house, the reason I get to travel, the reason I get to see the world, the reason I get to do what I do is because of these guys. So it is a trust fall, you know? It's crazy. It's such a massive relationship.
That is so incredibly deep, but just how important relationships are, and appreciating them and really understanding how to be in one, as opposed to just like being someone in one.
Yeah, especially when it comes to trust. Like, any of us could get up at any time and leave, but none of us ever have, you know? So that trust is continually blossoming and gaining respect for each other, you know?
Better now, we'd all be upset.
Yeah.
While doing this album, knowing that it was the 4 of you really calling all the shots, at any point, you know, kind of like a comedian goes and workshop stuff, like, you know, you play it for friends and family, but in this instance, did you play it for anybody, or was it just you 4?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really care what anyone else thought about any of the music other than the 4 of us. Sort of, that was the way I felt. I was like, you know, I feel like in the past we have sort of gone out and played music and like, you know, done the whole thing of figuring out that stuff. But to me anyway, on this record, it didn't matter. Like, I didn't give a crap what anyone else thought about it other than, you know, the 4 of us when we're sitting in the studio listening to it together. And that's the only input that I think was important.
Yeah. Because we're just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And it's what we like to make, you know?
So when did you actually know that it was done, though? When did you finally say, all right, guys, we gotta stop messing around?
When it was on streaming? That's really how it feels.
Yeah.
Like, it's not out till it's out. It's not finished till it's, like, out.
Songs sound different when you can listen to them on your, you know, on an official platform versus, like, you know, when you load up a song in a Dropbox, it just doesn't, it still sounds like a song that is yours and unreleased. And then when it's out, you're all of a sudden, I remember when Complete Mess was the first one, I remember seeing that online and being like, okay, the song is actually done and out there in the world, which was pretty crazy.
Yeah, this album's different for me as well. Like, it doesn't, like, I still don't think it's reached, like, it doesn't feel out yet to me, I still feel like it has a lot of growing room in a lot of people's lives, to the point where it can, evolve with someone. So that's really exciting for me, because it is just testament to, like, longevity of the songwriting. It doesn't feel like a flash in the pan.
Is there a moment that, like, you've been on stage and you were like, because obviously you're focused on everything you got to do, but for that split second where you look out there and you're like, I still can't believe that this is a thing?
Yeah, every time. Every single time.
We just played Royal Albert Hall, and we played with an orchestra and a choir, and we were building up to it for about a month, and it was sort of this moment where we walked on stage, and it was just such a visceral moment, because it was like, people were sort of like, it was just so different from anything that we've ever done, and there was such like a build to it, and then getting out there and just like having it start was such a like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm starting to cry. I'm getting teary on stage every now and then, because it really won't last forever. It won't, We'll do our best, but fully aware, and looking at it. And whilst people are so excited and singing and giving us their time and breath, it's like, it's overwhelming. It's like, this is insane.
Yeah, especially more recently.
Yeah.
I've found definitely, like, it's also like a muscle, it's like anything. It's like trying to be grateful every day, but so when you're on stage, you're like, oh fuck, like be here and be grateful that this is happening. Whereas maybe a few years ago you'd be like, this is happening, and then you have to like almost train yourself as well to be like, this is something that, like you said, might not be a forever thing, Well, we'll give it a go.
Exactly, we're giving it a shot, but
Yeah. Well, listen, as long as you guys do your best, but like you said, there are people waiting online for hours for you, and seeing everyone at the shows sing all the lyrics and spend their hard-earned money and just their time, which is probably the most important thing, dedicating to being supportive to you guys. That is
and
pretty wild. It's kind of wild when you say it out loud.
It's existential for sure.
Yeah, it is existential. It's heavy, but it's also beautiful. That's why, it's really good to be getting older, because I can identify the toxic kind of traits of the artistry, like the things that you really attached to, like, well, I'm a lead singer, I'm a drummer, I'm a guitarist, I'm a bass player, I'm up on stage, I'm doing all this stuff in front of people, I must be really important or something. But you're not. You're just an equal person, and your fellow humans are giving you a damn chance to actually get up there and do your best with your artistry. And so you take it and you give everything to it, because anybody else wants to be up there as well. Like, we want to be up there and giving it everything we got, because we do realize, so yeah, it's crazy. It's a really crazy thing.
Close your eyes. I've got a surprise for you.
Close my
All right,
eyes.
hold on. Don't open your eyes yet. Don't open your eyes.
I can narrow
All right?
my vision.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, okay, but you're one of the most top streamed artists on Pandora.
Really?
Yes. So we wanted to present you with this plaque commemorating 1 billion streams.
Wow.
1 billion streams on Pandora. You can open your eyes now,
Okay.
I literally just told you what it is.
Okay, we're waiting. Okay, tell us. What is it, Mike?
Okay, Mikey, bring it out.
1 billion streams on Pandora.
I can see it.
This is for you guys.
I can envision it.
That's dope.
That is a lot of zeros.
Yeah,
That's
hang it next to your picture of Ian Moss.
yeah.
And anything else you got.
Yeah, I like that.
But seriously, guys, congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for always being a part of the family and always coming back and spending time with us and just always supporting. And we'll always be here for
Thank you guys.
This
That's
is
for
This is
real.
crazy.
Thanks, Joel,
Congratulations.
for supporting us over the years,
Thank
even when
you.
we were, tired from punk jumps, I guess, at 2014, our first interview.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Listen, I was more
so
scared
sorry.
of making sure no one ran after the van and got hurt in the street from all the. I mean, you guys literally close down the street every time you come by. So
Yeah, it was crazy.
stop
Crazy
it.
times.
It's a traffic hazard. No, just kidding. All right. Thank you again, guys, for an amazing performance, for sitting down and hanging out. The album, 5 Sauce 5. If you haven't listened to it, stream it on Pandora. Everyone should definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's their best stuff yet, and go see them live because they're even better live, okay? And don't forget to check out the Awesome Beat Station on Pandora, hosted by 5 Seconds of Summer.
Keep listening to Ian Moss. Peace.
That's Mikey Piff. Get a whiff.
Get a whiff of the piff. Can you whiff the piff? Can you witness the piffness? Farewell.
Oh, God.